An online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and I'm coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Welcome back, Truth Nation, from a long, I hope prosperous, I hope safe, I hope healthy weekend. I know I sure had a great holiday weekend here in Wisconsin. If you want to call in or text in, always feel free by calling in and texting in at 833-212-1017. And as always, watch and stream us live by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe as we are on our road to 5,000 subscribers, almost at 4,000 subscribers now. So go ahead and keep showing us some love, Truth Nation. Shout out to Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos as always.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. You sound refreshed.
I really am not. But
you sound refreshed. What you do this weekend? You sound all
I ran a marathon last
positive.
week.
Oh, well, there it is. You ran a marathon. You ran. Now, when you say a marathon, you mean like a full marathon?
I mean, like, I didn't really run a marathon. The week felt like a marathon.
Oh, I mean, it was only 4 days.
It was the entire week. It was great, though. I had wonderful.
It was only 4 days. Only 4 days, but we're only about 80 followers right now. 80. We only need 80 people to subscribe. So tell somebody you love to subscribe to 1017 The Truth so we can get to 4,000 followers. And then we work our way to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, to get the show started today, I got two things. We're going to do the weekend recap tomorrow. We're going to bump that. We're going to do the weekend recap tomorrow because there's some things that I got to get off my chest that we got to talk about. So we're gonna move the weekend recap to Tuesday because there's still a lot of things to recap here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. But first things first, before I get into my 4th of July, and I'll get into my story. Before I get into that, shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers. I got a gift bag. What is it? We just got a gift bag. We just got a gift bag. We just got a gift bag. I wonder what's in it. Shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers for dropping off a gift bag. If you didn't get it, you got it, right? A letter, Blues Clues. Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah. For all the 90s babies out there. Maybe some of y'all 2000s babies was watching Blues Clues. I'm not sure. But the Milwaukee Brewers, as usual, always send me a little gift bag, and I just want to shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers, and I also want to shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to do my unveiling of what's in this bag. But the first thing I saw in this bag is tomorrow night, courtesy of the Milwaukee Brewers. They're giving away their Wisconsin Artist Series shirt, and this is the next, shirt in the Artist Series. Rhea, what you think of this shirt? Go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube so y'all can see this dope shirt.
Oh, I want that shirt so bad.
Oh, you want the shirt so bad?
I wanted it, yeah.
Do you want it?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll probably give it to you.
Do you have multiples?
I only got one. I only got one. No, I don't need it. I'm dead serious. You can have it.
I mean, I really don't need it either, but I like it.
No, if you like it, you can have it. I was gonna keep it, but you can have it. If you want it, you my producer. That's the person being my producer. Rhea, here is your shirt. Yay. And if you want to get a shirt like Rhea just got this shirt, it's designed by Lost Files Clothing. Go ahead, go to the Brewers game on Tuesday. The first 10,000 ticketed fans will get that shirt. So make sure y'all go to brewers.com/tickets to get y'all stuff and shirt to this game. Now, also in the unboxing, the next thing I got, I done dropped the box, is this one right here. Rhea, you know what this is? Make sure y'all go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure you go to 101.7 The Truth. This is a Milwaukee Brewers throwback batting cage type jersey from the 1990s with the old M&B with the bat behind it logo. I'm so excited about this one. I can't wait to put this one on. This is dope. So make sure y'all, this is courtesy of CBS 58 and courtesy of the Milwaukee Brewers. Buy tickets Saturday, July 12th to go to the Milwaukee Brewers game so you have a chance to get some of these good goodies. Also, make sure y'all buy some tickets to the Brewers game because on Friday night, they will be hosting their annual Negro League celebration game, and we love the fact that they're doing that. And lastly, on July 26th, they got a bobblehead for Bryce Terang bobblehead. It's for his Platinum Glove bobblehead. And so make sure y'all go get Brewers tickets. Go to brewers.com/tickets to get all these great giveaways, but also see great baseball as the Brewers are red hot right now, one of the best teams in the National League, and 4 games behind the very good Chicago Cubs baseball team out of first place. So make sure y'all go to brewers.com/tickets. Now, I got that out the way, which I'm very excited. I'm about to put this on. Rhea, should I put this on? I'm going to put this on.
Put it on.
I'm gonna put this on, Truth Nation, this nice little Brewers shirt. Now, I'm going to wear it again probably later this week because, it's so dope. It's like I just got drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers. Hey.
Are you good at playing baseball?
Am I a fan of baseball?
Are you good at it?
I can't hit. I can field, though. I can still throw a little bit. I can run. Can't hit. Can never hit. So that's why it didn't work out for me. But yes, Truth Nation. Now I want to get to something else, Truth Nation, because we got some more heavy-hitting conversation we're going to get to, but I just had to bring up something. So y'all know I went to school in the burbs. And so some of the perks of going to school with the burbs is you have some of friends that are the white friends. I got some white friends. I got some black friends. Got a couple Hispanic friends in there. Don't have any Asian friends. But I hung out with my white friends on July 4th. I got invited to go to a lake. They love going to a lake. That's one of I'm telling you, one of the hidden secrets they keep from us black folks is all these lake houses they got up here. They talking about they going to these different lakes. I'm telling y'all, it's a whole metropolis out there. It is a metropolis. So I found myself in West Bend at a lake on the 4th of July. Great time. I pull up, I'm driving. It's a good little drive to get there. I pull up. They got a nice little lake house. They getting the food set up. They got the drinks all set up. So I'm getting ready to have a good time to get ready to get on the boat. I get on the boat. We ride out there to the lake, and they have something called a barge. And so a sand barge, right? Now, a sand barge is basically where all these boats go, where they anchor their boat down, and the water is probably about 4 feet high, so you can walk in the water, you can put your boat there, and everybody's out there playing games, having a good time. There was a boat next to me, they was playing Sexy Red. They was playing all the music. I said, wait a minute, now I want to go party with them. They was getting lit over there. Little white girls were trying to shake that little flat back they had. I said, okay. I see y'all over there, but, I got my woman. I'm happy with my woman. But I was like, baby, look at them. They ratchet over there.
Damn.
And so I'm having a good time. I mean, great time. They got food on the boat, had some cousin subs. Shout out to cousin subs. So I had my turkey sub. I was eating. Nom, nom, nom. I'm listening to the little music they playing or whatever. It was straight, but I like the other ratchet music. And I'm drinking, indulging. But, when you drink and you indulge for, a couple hours, Truth Nation, Rhea, what typically happens if you drink a couple beverages, drink some water, and you've been around for about 2 hours? What happens? Eventually you have to break what?
The seal.
Got to break the seal. So that means you got to pee. You got to pee. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, dang, I'm trying to hold it because I'm out here in the lake and I see some bushes over there. So I'm like, I'm trying to hold it as much as possible. But I get to the point where I'm like, well, listen, I'm 35. I'm old. I got to break the seal. I've been here for about 2 hours. I need to go pee. Now, something about me, when I pee, I need to pee freely. As somebody who, when I was a kid, I wet the bed when I was a child. When you wet the bed when you're a child, you don't like peeing through anything. You like peeing free. So, I go tread my water to the bushes, and I go with my, drop my pants, and I don't drop it full, but I pee out there because I like to be a little free. I go and pee, and I go on back, right? And then I'm in the middle of a conversation. I said, I'll be right back. So I went over there, I peed again, came on back, and then we have another conversation. I said, dang, I got to pee again. I said, what? What y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? They said, oh, no, we've peed. I said, what you mean you peed? You ain't moved. They said, oh, we just go around to the maybe 5 feet away and pee. I said, oh, hell no. I said, everybody here is doing that? And what I found out was the lake I was at, which was Big Cedar Lake in West Bend, Wisconsin. You know what I discovered this weekend, Rhea? I was disgusted. I thought this water was natural waters, beautiful waters that we have here in these great lakes. They say Minnesota's the land of lakes, but guess what? Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota. I thought in all these great clean lakes, they were natural. I found out the murkiness I saw in the water wasn't algae. It was pee. Yeah. Everybody was peeing everywhere, Rhea. I said, wait a minute. So y'all just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? That's crazy. Y'all got just splashing on you? Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
I'm surprised you went to the bushes. That's what the lake is
Well,
for.
I thought you would have decency. Like, I assumed people would spread out. I didn't realize. See, I understood people peed in the lake, but I thought maybe they went to the side, closer to the bushes to pee. I didn't realize they was peeing where they was standing. So I'm saying, I got all these grown folks from ages, you got kids from ages of 7 all the way up to 70, sitting here peeing down their legs, men and women alike. Just peeing on themselves. And I was disgusted, Rhea. I was absolutely disgusted. I got home and I hopped in the shower. I said, this is gross.
I mean,
this is gross. I was swimming in these white folks' pee.
You've never had people pee in the pool with you?
Hell no. You ain't supposed to pee in the pool. You're supposed to get up and get out the pool.
But that's like where it starts. Then the lake is
No.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I could not pee without, dropping my drawers. And so, I had to make sure I wasn't seen, I didn't want to surprise nobody, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. But no, that just caught me off guard. It really did catch me off guard. So I said, I got to bring that to Truth Nation because I did not have a clue. I didn't have a clue. Like, I understood people pee, but like, I'm used to go peeing in a bush or peeing in. I didn't realize they was peeing where they were standing at. I'm still itchy today, thinking something wrong. And so I did some research, and the reason why there's so much algae is because you're not supposed to pee in lakes. It's bad for the environment to pee in lakes. Like, legitimately, they tell you. You can Google it. They don't believe you can do it, but it's bad for the environment because it messes with the natural flow of the water and the system. Yeah, and so algae grows more. So that's probably why there's all that dang algae there because it was growing off people's urine. So it was grotesque. I felt disgusted, and
so are you going to continue your lake life? Because that's why I don't. Really
I think I'm gonna take a couple years off next year. I think I am. I hit up my white friend. I was like, hey girl, I said, what y'all doing on the 4th? Y'all going up there to the lake? Because she got married last summer, so they didn't really do the lake thing last summer. And so I wasn't gonna bother them last year. She said, yeah, come on. And then I'm telling you, when they told me they was peeing right, I'm like, y'all have not moved more than 10 feet. What do you mean you've been peeing? Everybody. It was a group of like 20 of us. Next to us is a group of 15. Shaking. I'm telling you, when I say it was partying Rhea, I couldn't believe. I was playing Boss Man, D-Lo. They was playing all the stuff I like. I said, yeah, I like that boat. So, but it's kind of weird because not as many Trump flags as I've seen in the past. So maybe that Trump phenomenon is slowing down with some of these folks. But
that's nice.
Yeah, it's a whole nother world out there. It was like you can pick out the people of color. A couple Hispanics, a couple Asians, a couple blacks.
Have you ever gone tubing?
No, I've never gone tubing before.
That was my first experience being in a river.
No, yeah, I've never, yeah. I'm not, I feel like I will say this. We need to experience more stuff because there's so much outside of like Milwaukee, other than going down south to go visit family and taking trips. Like just here in the state of Wisconsin, you travel 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in Wisconsin, go to Monaco, go to Door County, go to all these different places. There are so many different beautiful places in Wisconsin. Going to Northland, Wisconsin, or Ashland, Wisconsin, where Northland University used to be. Beautiful. Beautiful places here in Wisconsin. I feel like we need to travel a lot more. But 833-212-1017. Kyle was probably balled up in the shower like he had been violated. That's what somebody said. Creation Muse said. I was a little tipsy, but I was disgusted. I was really disgusted by the fact that I was swimming in pee. But 833-212-1017. That is my experience from the weekend. So not the weekend recap, but my experience from the weekend that I wanted to share with everybody about people peeing in the water, But when we come back, though, Truth Nation, we're going to have to get to some real stuff because that wasn't my only experience from the holiday weekend. Because when we come back, we need to have a serious conversation about Summerfest and what continues to happen and go down at Summerfest. We need to be real, y'all, and we have to be honest about who the troublemakers are and how we can stop this from happening. Because over and over again, we have Summerfest, and then we have fights. We have Summerfest, and then we have fights. Shout out to the Red Shirts because I think the Red Shirts did an extraordinary job handling a lot of the situations. But 833-212-1017. There are some agitators in our community who are endangering the well-being and safety and the good vibes that we have at Summerfest, and I think we as a community are finally fed up. What should we do about all the fights and the mess that is happening at Summerfest, Truth Nation? We got to have a conversation about that, and I need to hear from you. So again, 833-212-1017. I want to know what you all believe can be done for us to not be embarrassed when we watch the news or be embarrassed when we at Summerfest. 833-212-1017. I definitely want to hear from you, but I will also share what I believe needs to be done to get rid of this Summerfest mess that we keep seeing year after year. Again, 833-212-1017. We'll talk about this on the other side as I provide some solutions to the problems that we have in our city. Keep it locked. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Truth Nation, you already know I got to put you on the latest hookup at Nick Avani's, and this one is big. All month long during July, Nick Avani's is running their buy one, get one for a penny sale. That's right. Grab one item and get another one for just 1 cent. We're talking top-tier fashion like suits, shirts, ties, shoes, and more that will have you stepping out looking sharp and turning heads. Some exclusions may apply, but the deal is real and only happening for the month of July. So don't wait and pull up to Nick Avani's on the second floor of Mayfair Mall and level up your wardrobe while this deal lasts.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, July 10th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Northcott Neighborhood House, located at 2460 North 6th Street, and at Garden Homes Park, located at 2600 West Atkinson Avenue. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last, and the chance to make your next career move. Your success matters, and we are here for it. Brought to you by council members Andrea Pratt and Milele A. Coggs. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Maximus, and Amplifier.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it?
Life is better with American Family Insurance because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with a peace of mind. This is what you have to do, Truth Nation. You can save up to 25% by bundling your home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance, you can get a quote from an agent at amfam.com. Go to amfam.com and get a quote for an agent. Bundle it up. Save 25% with home, auto, and life. So if you're looking for a new insurance company, look no further than American Family Insurance. Products are not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on home or auto policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned as operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. American Family Insurance. Find an agent today by going to amfam.com. This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, which is live from the American Family Insurance Studio here at the Avenue. And on the other side, I kind of teased what the conversation of the day was going to be like, because for me, I was personally at Summerfest on Saturday night, and I went to Summerfest multiple times for work, but I really didn't go too much during the night. I went the first weekend, and I then went this weekend. And let me tell y'all, Summerfest was a mess when it comes to some of the people who are there. The security did all they could, and I thought they did a fantastic job. Shout out to Derek on Harris on doing a great job with security there. But it was a mess. But here's how my story starts. I get down to Summerfest around 7 o'clock, and I walk into Summerfest, and as soon as I'm walking in, I walk past where T Grizzly was at Generac Stage. Now, T Grizzly was not on yet. 310 Baddie, or Baby was on. You a bat, mess it up. That song, Rhea. Don't do nothing from them, something like that. It was on. I was enjoying it. I was like, oh, this song I want to hear. But as I'm walking, all of a sudden, I hear a scuttlebutt happening. I hear these young women making noise, screaming. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then what I see is I see this young girl squaring up and backing up. So immediately I look at it. I survey the area. It looks like they're all young teenage girls. And what do I do when I see this, Rhea? I go in there and I say, Queens, Queens, Queens. I said, beautiful black young queens, don't fight. Y'all don't need to do this. Stop it, stop it. Now, according to my girl, she said, well, they probably did that because they saw this old man talking about queens, queens, queens. And I said, well, hell, I'm glad it worked because they all stopped. And matter of fact, one of the girls stopped and did a little Vogue, little post and was like, I was like, exactly. I said, y'all don't need to be doing this. Y'all don't need to be fighting like this, man. Y'all better than that. So just be queens that y'all are and don't fight. And guess what, Rhea? They didn't fight. Now, they didn't fight for the moment. I don't know. I don't know what could have happened after because, I mean, it was chaos. So, I mean, for that moment now, Summerfest owed me a check because I stopped the fight. Now, I stopped the fight. It was about 10 of them. And I got in between all. I put my life and my body on the line to stop these maybe 15, 16, 17-year-olds from fighting. Because I said, they ain't cute, but y'all queens, y'all better than that. So I'm walking around there talking about I'm a hero. I'm telling everybody, I'm a hero. I helped stop a fight at Summerfest. Little did I know, though, Truth Nation, is that there were fights and melees and all type of nonsense that were happening at Summerfest from before 5 o'clock all the way dang there until 10:30. So luckily, I did not see any of these fights, but unfortunately, I did hear kids after T Grizzly talking about how they should have killed somebody. Literally, they said, I should have killed that man. I said, whoa. I said, what? And I just kept moving because I can just feel the chaos. And so for me, when I hear this and I see this, I know we have a problem. And I want you to go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube because we're going to talk about solutions, but we got to highlight the problem. And what can we do to solve this problem, this issue that we have? Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. We have a report from WISN 12 talking about what all occurred at Summerfest the day that they had a hip-hop artist in T Grizzly there.
For 26-year-old Andy Castro, his first time at Summerfest may have just been his last.
I didn't know much about Summerfest until yesterday, so it was interesting to see all this thing that happened there.
Castro arrived just after 9 p.m. Saturday to see Detroit rapper T Grizzly perform. 10 minutes after the show started, he got a different kind of show. A show involving punches, shoving, kicking, and even a garbage can. 12 News obtaining multiple videos showing multiple fights across the festival grounds Saturday.
I was just here by myself, just trying to have fun. And when I see just people running everywhere, and I see, and it's this, what we can see in the video, this guy throwing the trash can, people fighting. And it was just for my first time, it was just that was a lot.
Summerfest confirming with 12 News that multiple isolated altercations took place, adding that the Milwaukee Police Department even had to get involved. Although police have not yet told 12 News if they made any arrests.
I don't have eyes on my back, and trying to be aware of the situation, it was okay, you never know what's happening.
Castro says security got involved quickly, but says that the fights lasted more than 20 minutes. He ended up leaving early out of fear that things could escalate.
We didn't know, if it was just a gun or something, someone is gonna get shot, you never know. So that was my first stop.
In Milwaukee, TJ Dysart, WISN 12 News.
See, thank you to WISN News for covering that, because just in that video there, Rhea, what do we see, about 4-5 different fights?
At least 5.
4-5 different fights of what was caught on camera, what they actually also used. And so for me, the frustration comes from this. It comes from the fact that this continues to happen over and over and over, and we need to be honest about who are the perpetrators when it comes to this, and also who becomes the victim when you have things like this happen. See, for me, Truth Nation, I think that our community may be at a breaking point. And I say that because when I went across my social media timeline on Sunday morning, what I saw was people that I follow talking about, I ain't seen not a T or no Grizzly, just a whole bunch of black babies showing they behind. Literally watched 7 fights and panicked because I didn't need mine to be mistaken for a black hoodie in a ski mask tribe. Somebody said we need to have an age limit to this. Somebody said this is why I did not go. Right? Somebody else on social media said Summerfest dang near need to be 25 and up, because every time you turn around, there's a group of dirty little ends. This is a black person saying this, fighting. 90 degrees. They got their hoods up, face masks, musky, and jumping in fights. I don't see a drink or a snack or a bottle of water in these hands, and all these females up here, and y'all want to sweat on each other. Y'all know I'm all for the kids, but I'm tired of this mess. This is the sentiment. Somebody said my son's football team wanted to go there, but they wouldn't allow them to go there because of the fact that they got too much to lose and too much to risk. We are not talking about going to a war. We're talking about going to a music festival that has been happening for 50-plus years in the community. And so where my frustration comes from is that every single time there's a hip-hop artist that is at Summerfest, some mess seems to go down. Now, the thing that bothers me the most, because I really do believe, because a lot of those folks who are posting were millennials and Gen X, I really do believe we got our breaking point, because we get frustrated and mad and we want to point the finger at Summerfest, and we complain to Summerfest how they don't have enough acts that attract black people. Now, this year, I will say there were not enough acts for African Americans who are a little bit older, like 40, 50, 60 and up. They didn't have a lot of old school folks who came through this year. But they had Boss Man D-Lo. What happened tonight at Boss Man D-Lo? Fights. They had T Grizzly. What happened tonight at T Grizzly? Fights. It is absolutely embarrassing every time we have an artist that will attract African Americans, there always is a fight. Now, what we have to do is we have to be honest about this conversation, and we have to understand that everywhere we have black younger crowd, which at an affordable event, chaos ensues and chaos follows. And this is where we need to look each other in the mirror right now, Truth Nation. And I'm not trying to be mean to the black community, but I just need for us to be accountable. And again, on the talking text line, Wayne said it perfectly. Kyle, when was the last time you saw a fight at a Beyonce concert or a Taylor Swift concert? No one's paying $200 per ticket to fight. We need to start using facial recognition to eliminate repeat offenders from all festivals in Milwaukee, not just Summerfest. That's what I'm getting at, is that because the tickets are so affordable, I guess for these kids, they come and they act the fool. But this is where we need to start pointing the finger at our own community, because guess what? All the videos I seen black folks in a little speck of some of them white folks. Not a lot of white folks fight. I seen a speck with they black friends fighting, right? And so when I look at Summerfest, and I know they had Latino music and Hispanic music out there to do the merengue and machacho. They had that music out there, but I didn't see them fighting. They was probably all just having a good time, enjoying the fact that they get to see music and hear music and have good vibes. Right? When I see the country concert that they had down at Summerfest, the country artists, I didn't hear about fights at the country concert. Not saying other people don't fight, but I'm talking about Summerfest. I didn't see them fights happening there. When I saw the rock bands down there, I didn't see no fights at the rock band. Matter of fact, I went to a band after T Grizzly. I went to go see an artist called Third Eye Blind. I've heard of the group before. They're a group from the 90s. I only knew one song that they played, and they actually played the song that I knew, and probably most of us have heard the song as well. It's called Semi-Charmed Life. I'm not sure, Rhea, you know that song, Semi-Charmed Life, by Third Eye Blind? No. It goes
sing a little bit for me.
Do 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 do
I do know that song,
yeah, that's the only one I knew. And so I want something else, but whatever it is. But the thing is I didn't see no fights there. And so what we have to realize is this, is that though it ain't most of us that is fighting, it's a minority of us fighting, they are going to ruin it for everybody. So we can blame the kids that are wild and problematic, and most of them are black children down there. We can blame the kids, but we also got to blame their parents too, because I don't think that is fair that some misguided youth will ruin it for me and my Summerfest experience, because I like when they bring hip-hop artists, because I like rap music. So if Summerfest decides they're not going to have hip-hop artists come because these little kids, that's a problem for me. But then on top of that, they're ruining the experience for so many other people. And despite knowing that these fights were going to come, Summerfest continues to step up and bring in these artists, understanding what may follow with these artists. It is a shame that we know what's going to happen. It's not fair that the majority of young kids of all backgrounds who come to Summerfest, have a great time, and do what's right, may be now facing a potential age limit conversation. That is not fair. It's not fair that parents may now have to accompany their children who are 17 years old to go to Summerfest because a bad few apples ruined it. And again, I blame the parents, I blame voters, I blame the mayor for not doing enough. And let me explain why I say that. Is that we continue to have these low expectations for our community and for those that lead our community. We live in a city that has elected 4 mayors in a span of 65 years. Here in Milwaukee, you get elected once, and it is a lifetime assignment for you. It makes no sense, but we have to find some type of solution. And so right now, I'm just frustrated over the fact that I'm just sick of seeing our babies fighting each other. I'm sick of seeing us act a fool. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I tried to break up that one fight, but I read the room. Them girls was 14 to 17. I knew them girls weren't going to do nothing. I can tell they seem a little sensible. And I saw the one girl backing up with her fist. I know you backing up with your fist. You ain't really about that life. So I knew I could step in, but I ain't stepping in between these big grown men, have a trash can hit me. Ain't no recourse, but I'm sorry. We have to set higher standards and expectations, but it's not fair to the millennials and Gen Xers who are raising really good kids for the minority of these kids to ruin the experience for everybody else. That is a problem. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. And trust me, I bring the problem, but I'm going to have a solution, because I do have a solution. I do have hope, because there is a potential blueprint of what other communities have done to curb violence and curb this disgusting mentality some people have. And again, I want to focus on the fact this is not everybody. This is only a small minority of people. On the other side, we'll take calls from Al and Brandon. But in addition to that, I'm going to tell y'all about how I have a roadmap for success for this city. And the roadmap comes from another city that is similar to Milwaukee, that has crime that is higher than Milwaukee, but currently is seeing a 66% reduction in the crime that they are having, the gunplay they are having. But it's all because they laid out a plan that they stuck to. Here in Milwaukee, we don't have a comprehensive plan that was designed to curb violence. We have people who wear hats and have labels but don't actually get in the mud to do the work. 833-212-1017. Enough is enough. I'm fed up seeing this at Summerfest because it's not fair. But on the other side, we'll hear from Al. We'll hear from Brandon. I'll read your text. I see y'all in the chat. But make sure y'all stay tuned because also on the other side, after the calls, you'll also hear about Baltimore and what they've been doing to curb the violence and how they have found success and less black bodies are being shot and killed in their community because they gave a damn. 833-212-1017. This is Truth to Power. Kyle Wallace right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We're going to have more on the other side.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. After 683 days, Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff made his return to the mound, striking out 8 batters over 6 innings, and the Brewers getting the 3-1 win over the Miami Marlins on Sunday afternoon.
You know, I felt good. Physically, body is in a good spot.
Also related to the starting pitching for the Brewers, Freddie Peralta named to his second All-Star nod.
It feels great. It's a great feeling, and very pretty happy about the news.
The Milwaukee Brewers will now focus their attention on the LA Dodgers tonight. First pitch is set for 6:40. And lastly, over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks make the signing of Bobby Portis in Milwaukee official. BP inking a 3-year, $44 million deal with the team. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Go ahead and call Gruber Law Offices. Listen, if you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, don't mess around with the insurance company going back and forth. Don't mess around with any other law firm. Get with the law firm that you know has the proven results that absolutely speak with themselves, and that is at Gruber Law Offices. They provide the best care, the best service, and the best representation because that is their priority. They are one of the largest personal injury law firms in the Midwest. They're family-owned and operated, large, powerful team with resources to take on all the insurance companies. And always remember, there's no fee, there's no cost to call, consult, or retain them as a law firm, and you never pay a single penny until they win your case. So get with the winning team today by visiting them at gruber-law.com. That is gruber-law.com, or call them today at 414-276-6666. Always remember, it's one call, that's all with Gruber Law Offices. Also, shout out to Gruber. I know he's going to be in the building today, so shout out to David Gruber and the Grubers. But this is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And we're having a conversation talking about the melees, the fights, the nonsense that happened at Summerfest. And all we can do is look at ourselves in the mirrors and figure out how can we clean this up. Because, again, I don't want to look like a self-hating brother because I'm far from that. But we have to face the reality. When we see the fights, whether it's a fight I saw in front of Whitetail on Thursday or Friday night where brothers was brawling, or whether it's the fights I seen on Brady Street, or whether it's the fights I saw at Summerfest, which majority of I saw a speck of some whites in there, but the majority of the folks in there were young black people. How can we clean this up? How can we make this community safer? I want to know, and I want to hear from y'all. Brandon on the east side, what are your thoughts about the violence that we saw at Summerfest?
It's atrocious. I think what we're looking at is the byproduct of a failed public schooling system. So often, folks like yourself, no disrespect, we kind of point fingers at the problem, but when we have a chance to really attack the issue at the root, folks are supporting Say Yes to the MPS. They're supporting an increase
wait a minute. Time out,
in budget support.
What do you mean, people like myself? When did I say yes to MPS? I definitely said.
That's a mischaracterization, but I would say that you're a bleeding heart Democrat. And these kinds of concerns, these kinds of issues, they only take place in Democratic safe havens, in places where Democrats have ran and continue to run the police, the schools, the budget. These kinds of issues don't happen in areas that have voted for Trump. These kinds of issues don't happen in areas that have conservative principles. And as African Americans, we're not able to call a spade and just be honest and say, hey, the people that have been leading us, the talking points that have been driving our decisions, they do not work. What you saw at Summerfest were students who haven't come to school, students who aren't reading at the proper grade level, people who are hopeless, and that is the outcome. So I recognize you didn't say yes to MPS, perhaps, but you haven't been challenging Democratic ideas I'm imagining for your entire adulthood. This is the problem.
I feel you.
Many of our smart people are supporting that.
No, Brandon, I feel you on that, but I will say this. We can keep on real quickly, but I will say this. I agree with what you're saying. I do believe there's some issues, but I do want to just let you know that when you talk about education, do understand that I don't think this is a red or a blue thing. I think it has to do with the population of these larger cities and the masses, right? I don't think you can bring a Republican into a place, and I don't think a Republican can clean it up. But also when you look at the states that struggle the most when it comes to education, West Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. All the red states that voted for Trump are at the bottom when it comes to education in this country. So I just want to let you know and understand that we can say red versus blue, but do understand that the states that struggle the most with education are all states that voted for Donald Trump, and currently all those states also have Republican governors in charge. And so those are some of the lowest performing states.
Can I get a quick rebuttal?
Sure.
Can I give a quick rebuttal to that?
Go right ahead, yeah.
While I agree 100% with your point, if you drill down to the specific municipalities and how their voting practices are impacted, like if you look at Wisconsin or you look at greater Milwaukee, Waukesha is not the same as Milwaukee. You know what I mean? In regards to the challenges with our school system.
That's very true.
While, yes, Mississippi is a red state, Jackson, Mississippi, where the schools are the worst, is a Democratic state.
So what about the top 10?
That's my
Brandon, really quick, what about the top 10 school districts in the state? Whitefish Bay is the number one school district in the state, and it votes blue. Ozaukee County has Mequon and Thiensville that are a top 10 school district in the state, it votes blue. Cedarburg is a top 10 school district in the state, and it votes blue. Shorewood. You can't pick and choose, because there are a lot of the top. And you look at Madison, Middleton's one of the top performing school districts in the state. It votes blue. So we just can't pick and choose what it is when it comes to education. Where there's a lot of blue voting cities and populations in Wisconsin that are seeing success. So I don't think we can just say, oh, it's red versus blue, because if we do, when you look at the top 10 performing schools, a lot of those school districts end up voting blue. So I think it's more of a mentality.
I agree. That's very fair.
But we're saying the same thing, is that the politicians in Milwaukee aren't holding themselves accountable, and the people aren't holding the school district accountable to make sure kids are in school. So I think
we only get mad. We only get mad right now. We don't get mad when they're shooting cops. We don't get mad when they're baselining us on the street.
I agree.
We're getting mad because it's on TV and our dirty laundry is out there for everyone to see.
Brandon, I agree with that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you giving the call. I appreciate the conversation and dialogue, and I appreciate how much you care about this community. I appreciate that. 833-212-1017. Alan, Milwaukee, on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts here on this conversation?
Well, I think it's a sad situation, but the last caller, he forgot about the Republican-ran schools, like child rape by the teachers, the school assassinators from the Republican Party. Please keep that in mind. And they have a lot of issues with drugs, cocaine and doping, and their kids being drug addicts. Moving forward, I think right now they need to raise the age limit and charge a fee. But remember this, when they lower standards for black people, they lower standards because they do not value you, and they want you to create the barriers that you're supposed to be able to go overcome. But when they lower the standard, that's because they don't have to hold you to a higher standard. They should never lower their standards. And Kyle, they don't lower the standards for them white folks, but they lower them for them blacks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Al. I appreciate your thoughts on this conversation. 833-212-1017. We're having a conversation talking about what happened at Summerfest this weekend, and I'm going to get to solutions, but I wanted y'all reaction to what happened at Summerfest to see if you have any thoughts or if you have any potential solutions to this as well. 833-212-1017. Accountability is definitely one of them. Ryan in Menominee Falls, what are your thoughts on today's conversation?
I don't know how you doing, Kyle. Love your show. I don't know how many years I have to keep repeating myself, but apparently I got to keep doing it because obviously society at large is not getting it. When it comes to violence from black folks, we've been plagued for 35 years, going on 36, starting in 1990 with Jerry Springer totally destroying parents, totally destroying black parents. And the offshoot from those bad black parents, you bring in drill rap and gangster rap, and that destroys the kids that they birth.
I agree.
We've been under spell for 36 years. 36 years. This is a real life Truman show for black folks. Satan is having a field day with us until we realize our obsession with entertainment, our obsession with being happy and having fun is our own demise. We are never going to change it. As far as rap music makes our kids act stupid. It's not just the educational system. Those are just the bleeding heart liberals' agenda. The bottom line, you went to a liberal school, but you had a good family. that didn't sit around watching Jerry Springer all the time, and they raised you right.
That's very
the
true.
The majority of black kids don't get raised right because their parents are retarded to start with. So you're never going to change that unless we get away from this obsession with rap music. Now, the only people that need to be watching or listening to rap music are grown folks that can pay $200 a ticket. That's it. If you do that, you won't have the dumb fights that you see happening at all these events. Young children should not be subject to spell rap music. Not in any form. Not in any form. Peace.
I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate the conversation, and I see this as this is a spirited debate and a spirited conversation that needs to be had. I want to give y'all solutions. So this is what I'm going to do. I got so much. I got a bump. Is that I'm gonna try my best to give y'all solutions. I'm not gonna do it the way I wanted to. I'm gonna try to give y'all as many solutions as possible. All right. So when we come back on the other side, I'm gonna talk about what they did in Baltimore to solve the problems that they had. Baltimore saw 266 murders in their community. And right now they have seen a 68% reduction in the violent crimes they are seeing in the city. But all it took was for somebody to come up with a comprehensive plan and stick to that plan. I'm going to tell you exactly what they did in Baltimore and why we here in Milwaukee can replicate that to slow it. It's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen in a year. And it may take multiple years. But there is a plan that we can implement here in Milwaukee for a better and safer life for our kids, but greater opportunities for our kids as well. On the other side, I'm going to talk about what they did in Baltimore, which just like Milwaukee is a majority black city, to curb violence and give kids something to do, and they are feeling the positive impact of actually implementing a plan. This is Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. On the other side, we talked about the problems, but now it's time to talk solutions.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
This is 101.7 The Truth, Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 4-1-4 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk. Truth Nation, you already know I got to put you on the latest hookup at Nick Avani's, and this one is big. All month long during July, Nick Avani's is running their buy one, get one for a penny sale. That's right. Grab one item and get another one for just 1 cent. We're talking top-tier fashion like suits, shirts, ties, shoes, and more that will have you stepping out looking sharp and turning heads. Some exclusions may apply, but the deal is real and only happening for the month of July. So don't wait and pull up to Nick Avani's on the 2nd floor of Mayfair Mall and level up your wardrobe while this deal lasts.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center in Brookfield lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. A friendly expert can go over Pella's endless possibilities for all price ranges, from colors to hardware to custom designs, ensuring you get the best possible look for your home. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you get the look you want at a price you can afford. Stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. It's off Blue Mound Road, kitty corner to Cops, or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
One, two, three, ho!
Truth Nation, we have seen the headlines and the unfortunate stories of violence in our community. It is time we come together to make a difference and take a stand against the senseless violence occurring in our community. Join our third annual Truth Walk Against Violence led by Tory Lowe this Saturday from July 12th from Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive right to our studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com. That is truthwalkagainstviolence.com right now to sign up for our Walk Against Violence supported by 1MKE on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon. And thank you to our food sponsor, Cousins Subs. This has been Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And let me tell y'all this, is that when it comes to a blueprint of what we can do, we can complain about the issues, we can get mad about the issues, but we can also look for solutions. And for me, I want to find a solution. And this is why I wanted to talk about what happened in the city of Baltimore, which again, like I said before, is a city just like Milwaukee that is majority black. See, their governor, who is black, and their mayor, who is black, Governor Wes Moore, and Mayor Scott, can't remember his first name, but Brandon Scott, they saw a problem, so they decided to invest in a solution. See, that city had a long history of violence and a long history of trouble. And Brandon Scott said, you know what, we got to come up with a plan, and that's exactly what he did. He came up with a comprehensive plan that now his community is reaping the benefits. From having 270 murders a couple of years ago to right now, they have seen a significant reduction. And as of July 1st, after they had a comprehensive plan that they implemented, $400 million investment from the governor in different communities across Maryland, Baltimore saw that money. Worked closely with President Joe Biden to get funds to help this program. What they're seeing in Baltimore as of July 1st, you don't want to see any deaths, but they have only 68 homicides in the first 6 months of the year. It's still way too many, and they're on track for 140. It's too many, but it's significantly down from the 270 they saw just a couple years ago, right? That is good. They're down 23% in the first 6 months than the previous year. Mayor Scott plan had the community-centered focus where they had community events. He had 25 weeks of ground-level engagement with the community, had people that they hired to be on the ground engaging the community. They had basketball night leagues for adults, so adults could go to basketball night leagues that they had that was affordable and free. Midnight basketball for teens, so teens could be playing basketball in a safe environment until midnight and then got a chance to go home. They hosted pool parties for extended hour at rec centers until 11 p.m. for people to age 13 to 20. Not just 18, but 13 to 20-year-olds could go to the pool. They had pool parties for them to do something. They had mobile recreation centers, right? These are just a few of the things that they did. They implemented programs for the youth to give them an opportunity to do something. We talk about here in Milwaukee when we had Midtown, where kids were at Midtown driving cars around, having a good time trying to party, and the solution wasn't let's give them another avenue. The solution was put up brick barriers to keep them from being able to drive there, so now they can drive downtown. The reason why we see these kids at Summerfest, the reason why we see these kids in the the Deer District, it's because they have nothing else to do. They have nowhere else to go. They want to have fun. They want to have a good time. I was once a kid in traffic because we had nothing else to do. So we need to have a comprehensive plan, the layout, to give our children something to do. Give them an activity. Make it cool to go swimming until 11 p.m. Make it cool to go play basketball until midnight. Make it cool to have block parties in the community. Make it cool for the kids to get involved and not think about the gunplay in the streets, but actually think about shooting basketballs, hitting baseballs, and having fun, going swimming. There's a plan out there that has found success in a place like Baltimore. We can utilize that same plan to find success right here in Milwaukee. We need it. We need it. This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Walls on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Truth to Power will be back tomorrow. The Tory Lowe Show's up next from 1 to 4. Peace out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all so much.